Yep.
Let's do this.
So, the party, who is currently are all separated. Corin and Walker are together, obviously. Solomon and Zeph, you guys are all together. But you all seem to enter this quote-unquote city at the same time. At different areas of the city, of course. You're all separated and um, haven't actually met each other yet. But you all got this or heard about this quest from a king who wants to return the gods to this fallen world to help beginning rebuilding this world from the nuclear apocalypse that once struck about 1,000 years ago. Um, some of you are here to actually help the king. Some of you are here for more personal reasons. But um, for most of you, this is your first time seeing an actual city. Most of you grew up in the wildlands of this world, in the nuclear fallout of the world, and haven't really seen a real city. But these buildings are tall. There are many hardy stone buildings with a giant wall actually around the entire city, um, with guards posted everywhere. And people inside the city actually look, strangely enough, they look happy and like they're enjoying life. You see bustling city markets as people trade and trade food for money or buy weapons to go out into the wastelands for adventuring or um, some magic shops or alchemists who are making potions. Kids running around playing in the streets around you. Giant buildings where you actually have to crank your neck up to be able to see them um, all over the place. And in the middle of the city is a gigantic castle that gleams in the distance as probably one of the most beautiful buildings left in the world after the nuclear war 1,000 years ago. And you all know from the summonings of the king that this building is where you need to go in the middle of the city. Awkward pauses. Anyone? This is where you do your thing. It's where you play D&D.
I mean, I just didn't know if you were going to have a specific group go first and say what
Nope,
they were going
that's
to do, and then.
waiting for whoever talks first to go. You can go straight to the castle if you want. You can explore the city a little bit if you want. It's all up to you.
Well, considering Solomon, I was going to say considering Solomon's only here for the quest, I'm going to look at Zeph and say, let's go and see what the.
This place is very noisy. I don't like this, but yes, please lead on.
Yeah, must be nice living this lavishly. And then we're going to head into the building.
Yeah. So Solomon and Zeph, you guys kind of push your way through the crowds, and make your way up through the city. As Zeph, with your, we'll call it blind sense because I don't really know what else to call it. Your tough vision. Um, Whatever we're calling it, you see you see the city in greater detail than anyone else does, because you see with quotes around it, see more than anyone else. You can see inside the buildings with like the happy mother who just gave birth to a child cooing over her baby, and the kids playing what looks to be some sort of weird board game in one of the corners, or um, a group of two people who have grown old together, sitting in rocking chairs, listening to what looks to be an ancient radio. And this is all things that only you can see, but in your adventures and your time traveling this horribly destroyed world, you've never seen such happy people.
Is Are cities or villages normally this happy, Solomon? Everyone's very pleased and it's nice.
Well, here they sit behind their large walls and their dedicated guards. Most have probably never seen any real horror.
Isn't that a good thing, though?
It is. But it's not always the norm. Luckily for this place, it is.
Nice. They're still too loud, but
Oh, yeah, that's one thing that never stops. Everybody wants to talk all at the same, all day long.
you know, you need to smile more. I can tell you're not smiling just with the way you're speaking. Come on.
I wasn't trying to smile.
I'm gonna poke you.
And as this bickering continues, you guys will walk through the city together. Let's go on to our next group, Corn and Walker. What is your plan as you first enter the city?
Corn,
So
what are we here for?
apparently the king is looking for people to try and find the gods. So I figure we'll go see what this is all about. Resupply while we're here. Head back out. But just do me a favor, Walker. Stick close to me. I don't want to lose you in the city and try to have to track you down.
I will do that gladly. I've never seen so many people before. I actually feel uneasy.
Keep your nose down, eyes up. Like I said, stick with me. I know these streets.
And yeah, you guys begin slinking through the streets together. Zeph very literally, or not, Walker very literally staying like right on your back, Corin. Um, Shem, what are you up to as you enter the city?
I am kind of nervous because I got dirty clothes. I don't feel like I belong here. But my eyes are kind of shifting as I try to stealthily make my way. Looking around, observing, like everything is just really foreign.
Are you going directly to the castle,
Yeah.
or are you going to kind of explore a little bit?
I want to get out of the crowd, so like I'm going straight to the castle.
Okay. 6, what are you doing?
Six? Six. I think maybe I just might explore a little. There's so many people, so many things.
Okay,
Is,
where are
is
you
there a
going,
place
6?
that I could get a drink?
There are many taverns everywhere. You see signs all over the place advertising lots of different taverns.
I'm gonna check out one of the taverns, and I'm definitely gonna ask, like, who's going to see the king?
Who's going to see the king?
Yes, everybody's going to see the king, no? Why isn't this city of fast people? Everybody.
Are you
Everybody's here
asking this
for
to
what?
the barkeep?
Yes.
So you walk in and order a drink and ask the barkeep this question. I mean, he's a big burly looking man. You're kind of your average barkeep that you would see, and he looks down at you and he says, "What do you mean? No one gets to just go see the king."
Well, the king had a summons, no? He's looking for people, right?
Are you talking about the
Why does
insane
he need
quest the
people?
king is looking out for? No one has answered
Insane,
that
yes.
quest.
No one. Oh, terrifying. Terrifying. Yes, I think I'll go there now. And I hand over whatever sustenance he requires for coinage and
He kind of
consume
just
my
gives you a
drink and
weird
head on.
look as he's not used to seeing a feral tiefling, and he just kind of waves your money off as if it might be bad money. He's like, keep the money. Enjoy accepting this king's crazy quest.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And Esmelda, what are you doing?
Okay, so when I first entered the city, I'm gonna be awestruck because this is the biggest city I've ever gone to. The family hasn't traveled to a city like this before, so seeing something like this by myself is really nerve-wracking as well. So, as always, I'm gonna go to a place where they have the theatric center in the city, and see if I could get any information or just vibe there for a while.
Yeah, you kind of stumble around the city. until eventually you see a sign for a theater group that's going to be performing tonight. And you make your way over there and see a group of bards and performers just like yourself who are on a stage preparing. They're not performing yet, but they seem to be preparing for a performance that will be happening later.
Ooh, okay. Can I go up and ask one of them about more information about this quest the king has?
Yeah, there are two that prominently stand out as kind of quote unquote leaders. One is a female. She has a long black hair, very pale skin, and she's in some sort of very colorful costume. The other is a male who seems to be wearing a wig of some sort, so you don't know exactly what his hair looks like, but he's a real tall, lanky looking guy in a full, very dirty suit, which you can also assume to be his costume. Which are you going to talk to?
I'm gonna talk to the guy.
Okay. As you go up, he, in a loud, booming voice, shouts out, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You kill my father. Prepare to die." And pulls a sword out. And then he shakes his head and he says, "No, no, no. That wasn't good enough. I need more spirit, more passion." And he notices you watching. And he says, "You look like you know what you're talking about. What do you think that? How do you think that was?"
Hmm. Why don't you? It was great, but it feels like you're missing the whatchamacallit, the more passion driven for it. Are you
Hmm.
supposed to be feeling anger? What are you supposed to be feeling?
It's vengeance. I'm finally avenging. I'm finding the six-fingered man and avenging my father.
So use whatever vengeance you have from whatever who has done you wrong, and use that and use that to help provide that oomph that you need.
What a wise, wise bard you are. What are you doing here in the common filth? Come, join us on our expeditions. Join our play. We will be glad to have you.
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm here for a mission on a mission for the king.
A mission for the king. Do tell more.
Hmm. Oh, do you not know of it?
No, no. Last I heard, the king put out some crazy request that no one had answered. I didn't know he had actually gotten a mission together.
Oh, well, yes, that's precisely what I'm talking about. I'm probably making it seem more grand than what it is, but
The
that's
king
exactly what I'm
summoning for
talking
the
about.
gods. Everyone knows the gods are just a myth. And if they existed, they haven't existed for a long time. This world is hell, and gods make it no better. So who would bother answering that pathetic quest?
Well, in search of tales, glorious tales, someone like me would be.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Uh, and if you have a great story, I'll make sure to listen in and hear it.
Thank you. Can you direct me towards the castle, though, please?
He points to a gigantic building off in the distance. He says, "You see that fine-looking building over there? That's where you'll be
Oh,
looking."
well, all right. Well, thank you, and good luck on your performance.
He gives you a little bow and picks the sword up, and you hear him chanting, "My name is Inigo Montoya. My name is Inigo Montoya," to himself over and over again as you walk away.
All right. And with that, I'm gonna start heading towards the castle.
Yep. Um, Corin, you, Solomon, Walker, and Zeph all kind of arrive at the castle at the same time. The four of you walking up together, with Shem shortly like just behind the four of you. So it's a small group of five that kind of approaches the castle almost at the same time.
Corum, I think they're here for the mission too.
Are the rest of you here looking for the tower?
Not exactly.
Well, seems like the king's really only interested in one thing. Are you here for a different quest?
I don't know about a different quest. I'm assuming that we're all meeting up for the same purpose.
Fantastic. And Solomon's just gonna kind of look over the rest of the group, slightly confused.
Yes. This group so far is a halfling fighter, a changeling warlock. By the way, Shem, what is your preferred form? What do you generally walk around as?
Uh, I prefer people to see me as just kind of your average human female. I don't talk about being a changeling. I don't really reveal my form. And it takes a lot for me to warm up to people, so I have to build a lot of trust before I'll let them know.
Okay. So then, yeah, you see this halfling wearing with guns all over him, some some human lady, and then a robot. And you thought you had a very weird group because you are an Aasimar walking around with a fireball. But apparently this group of three you just wandered upon is just as strange.
Suppose they say there's strength in numbers.
And the five of you, realizing you're all here on the same quest, kind of begin wandering into the castle together. And following shortly behind you, Six and Esmelda, you guys walk up and kind of see each other walking towards the castle at the same time.
Hi, hi. Are you here for the power? The power of the gods?
Yeah, are you here for that too?
Oh, yes. That's the power. Gotta take it.
Nice. Do you think the king will send us together, or do you think he'll separate us all?
Well, I hope he doesn't have us fight out. If he has us fighting, it could get ugly for you.
Well, all right. Well, let's go see him.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
With that, this other strange pairing of our feral tiefling and our human bard walk in together into and kind of run into the other five who are standing in a gigantic open corridor surrounded by guards. And there's an older looking fella in the middle of the corridor who is mid conversation with the five, and he says, "Oh, so you are indeed here? Oh, there are more. Are you all here to answer the quest?"
Indeed,
I
we are.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
does anybody else get into this castle without that?
Oh, very, very fair point, dear boy.
I mean, I imagine I can make it in.
Oh, is that a challenge?
It might be.
Oh, a challenge for another day. For now, well, the king put his sign for a quest up a while ago, and no one has answered. The people all called the king crazy for trying to find the gods, but it seems the gods are still watching, as all seven of you have answered at the same time. Well, almost the same time. You two in the back there seem to have come in slightly behind, but basically all together.
57, I hate 7.
Oh, you, interesting.
Well, considering there are some people here that are a lot larger and some people here that are a lot smaller, you could count it as more or less 7. Whatever makes you happy.
Well, um, let me go speak to the king, inform him that you're here. Please, talk amongst yourselves. I'll have one of the servants bring by a spot of tea for you all. I'll be right back. And he turns and begins hobbling, away down a very long hallway. And eventually he goes around a corner and you lose sight of him. And, the seven of you are just kind of hanging out together in this big old room, surrounded by guards.
So-
I am going to find an open spot in the wall, just kind of sit down and pull the brim of my hat down and wait.
Classic cowboy look, I like it.
Solomon, is this king like a shaman? Is he the like seer of the people?
I mean, I suppose he sees a lot of people, but what do you mean by a seer of the people? So basically, most people have decided that he should be in charge.
Oh,
End story.
he's the chief.
Sure.
So is his name
Yeah.
Chieftain King?
Nope, just king. I think chiefs are only a thing where you're from.
Much to learn.
The rest of you are hanging out listening to this conversation between a fireball and what looks to be a human with long blonde hair.
I want to look at the odd pairing of the brightly colored human and the tiefling and go, have you two ever fought anything? Ever?
I've cuddled crows. I've cuddled a few times. Why? Would you like to cuddle sometime?
That is a hard no.
Oh, so sad for you.
You
And
think so?
as that comes by, another very meek-looking man comes over with a tray with 7 glasses and a pot of tea, and he kind of doesn't say a word. He just hands it out to, or puts his hand out for one of you to take it all, and then bows and walks away. Who takes it?
I'll take it
I-
since I work for Corin.
Yep. So yeah, Rob, Walker, you put your hand out, and the servant kind of puts the tray full of 7 glasses and the pot of tea on your hand, and then gives you all a deep bow and walks away.
And I believe he wants us to share a beverage. Please, have some. I'll start pouring it, and I give it to, walk over to Corin by the wall and give it to him first. And would any of you like some?
Please.
Six, yes, please.
Is it real tea?
It's the
She
king's palace.
asks the
I highly
robot.
doubt he'd be trying to kill us.
Maybe. Quick question. What's tea?
A hot leaf juice. That's it. Don't worry about it.
It is leaves that have been prepared in a way that makes a tasty beverage.
It's not
Please.
ale, I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah, he's
So kind
he's
of like
truly a
grass
disappointing
water?
drink.
Yeah. I don't know what would be similar that you would know that it is flavored. Just try some. People like it with milk or sugar, honey, sometimes lemon, depending on what your taste is and what kind of tea it is.
Maybe
no
I will.
offense, Zeph, but
Did she
can
just
you
tell
even
that-
drink things?
that machine to drink something?
That's what
He
I'm
has
asking.
organic in him. I don't see why he couldn't.
Well,
Walker,
see, you're about the only one that can see he has organic. Like, from my perspective, that's not something that's going to be drinking tea, eating anything. Or, I mean, if you can, hey, more power to him. Not.
Maybe
Just
he
saying.
just like takes a drink, but he just holds the cup up to his face while it runs down.
Messy.
You just
I'm
go
gonna
through the
grab-
motions.
I'm going to grab one of the cups of tea and just kind of drink it a little bit.
Yep. And you all eventually settle in and begin drinking your tea. Are you all sitting there silently, or are some of you going to begin talking?
I mean, I'll talk with Walker, but I'm not interested in conversing with the others just because, like, I don't know them. And I'm kind of on edge being back in the city.
Okay.
I'm curious to talk more, but seeing Corin's unease, I finish serving the drinks and kind of disengage and edge back toward Walker, or back toward.
Yep. So Corn and Walker kind of stand off towards the edge of the room, staring at you all. What about the rest of you?
Is there a window in here?
Yeah, there are large windows adorning like everywhere. It's kind of like a cathedral with beautiful painted windows around the entire edge of the
Can I
building.
open said windows?
Can you open the gigantic paned windows? No.
With enough
No.
force, you can.
If you want to break them.
Just poke out a spot? No. You know what? I'm gonna start druid crafting flowers and make Solomon a flower crown.
Solomon, do you wear this flower crown?
Well, yeah, she's like 7
Begrudgingly.
feet tall. It's not like I can keep her at bay.
I just stand above him, like braiding his hair with the flowers into it.
Solomon's just letting it happen, but as he's doing that, he wants to look at Shem and go, so, I don't mean this offensively, but you seem a little, normal. to be doing
Yeah,
something like this.
I'm totally normal.
Uh,
Mm,
Zeph, with your Toph sense, you can like feel her heart rate begin increasing as she says that.
Well, yeah, I figured you were normal.
Solomon,
That's the question.
Solomon,
What?
let's not make her feel uncomfortable. Some
I'm
questions are not meant to be asked.
I'm not trying to make her feel uncomfortable, but
Well, you've succeeded.
I've seen a bit, and the last thing I want to do is carry home 2 halves of what used to be a whole person.
Remember when you first met me, you thought I was useless being blind. Looks maybe.
You cut out a little bit.
Oh, I said, remember when I first found you, you saw I was blind. Looks may be deceiving.
Yeah, true, but not everybody gets nature magic or whatever. Fine, whatever. I figured I'd ask.
If she wishes to tell us, she will.
Six and
Sorry
Esmeralda,
for
what
my
are you two
friend.
doing?
What are you? Six is going to approach Walker and just start like eyeballing him up and down.
So upon seeing him approach Walker, I'm gonna move my hand to my pistol and just observe.
No need for that. No need. I'm not going to deconstruct him here. That would be rude.
I don't believe you could, friend.
I'd,
One,
I'd
one
prefer
can
not to
never know.
be disassembled.
So what are you? Where are you from? Why are you? Why do you exist?
Those are all good questions I don't know answers to. From what I've heard, traveling with Corum, I hear my kind were around a lot more some time back. I haven't seen any others like me.
Ancient, interesting. So who is your maker? What was his, her? What was their name?
Oh, I can't remember. I started like uncomfortably looking over at Corin for some acknowledgement. It's okay to keep down this talk. I only remember a kindly old man before meeting Corin, but that was about it.
I'm just gonna, sorry, gonna give Walker a slight nod, let him know that he can talk if he wants to, but he doesn't have to.
Can he leave his friends behind?
What are those two doing over there with his hair?
Some folks like to call that decoration.
Interesting.
So addressing Corin, going to, hey, so you are not his maker, but his controller. You own this thing? Is this a thing, or did you find it? Where did you find such a thing? This is very interesting.
Where I found him ain't really none of your business. And no, and to
Did
answer
any
your
of
other
the rest
question,
of us?
no, I don't own him. He's simply a traveling companion.
Oh, how very sweet.
And yes, to answer your question, Solomon, you all can hear this. You're all in a very open room together. It's very echoey in here. All of you hear all the conversations happening right now.
I want to look at Zeph, and I want to go, oh, so it's not fine that I asked somebody what they're doing on a deadly mission, but that dude just asked if he was owned. Pretty sure there's a lot of things wrong with that.
First of all, slavery is a thing, and not everybody has the privilege of freedoms. And I'm just curious of his construction. I would like one for my own, but not if it has its own sentience. I mean, that's kind of troublesome, no?
You know, there's a whole lot wrong with that sentence,
Yes.
and I'm just not going to start with it.
He has
No,
a
there's
soul.
a whole lot to unpack there.
Esmeralda, what are you doing during this entire thing?
I'm honestly just amused watching everything. I might be jotting down in a book sometimes here and there, trying to keep track of details for keeping track of the story to tell later on. but I'm honestly just drifting around the room by myself, like, listening
Okay.
in.
But as you all continue your conversations about slavery and the soul of Walker, the old man eventually comes back around the corner. He says, "Okay, you all can follow me now."
Oh, Lord Charles, I didn't think he'd ever gonna come.
He's getting stuffy in everybody.
I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, likewise.
Yep, and you
Corn
all.
is going to make the attempt to like get in front of everybody else, kind of like establish dominance there.
Solomon is definitely not gonna allow that happen. Solomon is gonna like speed up his gait just to like stay in front.
Both of you make me a dexterity. First check of the
You said both of
campaign.
Dexterity
us?
check. Perfect. I'm so amazing at those. He said.
Makes me a dexterity
Lying.
make dexterity contest, please.
Oh, both of us?
Yes.
Come on, I have the higher walking speed. This is racist.
Shit, that is a 7.
Whew, that is a 12.
All right, Solomon, you managed to just barely edge out Corn and stay ahead of the group.
I'm just gonna bring up the rear of the group, just laughing at what I just witnessed.
Yeah, Zeph, there really are no secrets to you. You kind of get to tell when people are lying, for the most part, obviously. And you kind of see everything that's happening around you. So, yeah, you guys walk down this hallway as Corn and Solomon kind of compete to see who leads the way, and eventually Solomon wins, and Corn very grumpily takes up second place. Um, and
Aw, poor guy. Short legs. It's okay.
eventually you guys come to a very a gigantic door, and the old man turns and he says, all right, the king is right through here. Are you all ready to see him?"
I mean, yeah.
Is he ready to see me?
I don't know about that, young one, but we'll find out
Nobody
now.
does.
And the old man kind of pushes against the door, and you guys see kind of a light around the door light up, and a light underneath the old man's hand light, almost like it's scanning his hand. And after a few minutes, you hear a click, and the doors begin opening.
That is one intricate lock.
And he says, "All right, well, in with you all."
So Corn is going to try and like race around Solomon to make it in the room first.
Solid, what are you doing?
Little people first.
I'm gonna do my best just to stand like right in front of him as he does it. And use just my.
All right, both
My
of you
much
make me an
larger size.
athletics check this time. See if Corin can push past Solomon as he tries to stay in the way.
Where
14.
are my- oh, there we go. Skills. Oof. Rough. I only got a 10.
Yep, Corin, you managed to push past Solomon, and you are the first one in the room this time.
Nah, I'm just like smirking to myself at this point.
And
Yeah,
you
we're
all
all
enter the
legend.
room,
Gotta
and
watch out for the short ones that go through your leg.
I don't really think I want to take life advice from you right now. Thank you, though.
you all enter this room, and those of you who know what a king is, you're thoroughly surprised at what this man looks like. The average like storybook king is generally kind of older with like a long beard and wearing white robes and so on and so forth. Those of you who don't know what a king looks like, this looks like a normal man to you. But that's exactly what this is. This is a normal looking guy wearing what look to be like very loose white pants, kind of like slacks in a way, and then a normal button-up t-shirt. And he looks up at you all. I mean, he has a very, very kind smile. Those of you who did a little bit of exploring Six and Esmelda, you were expecting a crazy-looking king, as everyone has said that the quest he sent out is insane, but he looks very normal and he looks very, very kind. He's probably in his mid-30s. He has very short, very well-kept brown hair, no facial hair at all, very, very blue eyes. And he's kind of just sitting on a small throne overlooking the throne room with a little like welcoming smirk. He also
Solomon
just
is
witnessed
gonna.
Corin rush past Solomon and sees a smirk on Corin's face. And a small chuckle comes out of or he lets out a small chuckle.
Solomon is going to kneel down and say, "My king, Solomon Zygon, of the Order of the Iron Crown."
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna step forward and bow deeply to him. And then just keep the bow and wait for his orders.
I'm just gonna walk like halfway into the room, back. All right, let's get to this.
Shem, what are you doing?
I am doing like a cross between a curtsy and a bow because I don't know how to, and mumbling under my breath like Shem.
Okay. Six, what are you doing?
I'm going to be standing more towards the back of the room, and I'm going to address the king. Six Harashi, as your service, sir. You have a quest?
Okay. Walker, what are you doing?
I see everybody else bowing and Corin not, and so I kind of like awkwardly like half bow and let's see Corin and then kind of shuffle over by.
Okay. And Zeph, you?
I do like a martial artist, like put my hands together, bow slightly, and just go, Zeph of the Mist.
And he kind of bows back to all of you and he says, "Please, please rise. There's no need for such formalities."
No, there isn't.
I'm sorry, my king. Apparently, some of us were raised with manners.
I appreciate.
Some of you were worse as dogs.
I appreciate how
mean that to
polite
me, though.
many of you are. Thank you for answering my call. My name is Luca. I was named after the first great king of Thera.
I'm just kind of looking at him like, and
Pleasure to meet you.
And you as well. My attendant tells me you all have answered my call to find the gods.
You rang and we are here.
You're a
That
funny
is
little
correct.
one. I enjoy you. What is your name?
Mine?
Yes, yours.
Six Harashi. Isn't it such a pleasure to meet you?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Six. Now, uh, the quest. Yes, the quest. Many people don't believe in the gods. They believe the gods are just myths. But I know the difference. My family my family hails from the original kings, uh, the original descendants of Gregoritus. We've stayed in power this entire time, and there are many stories passed down of great warriors who battled with the gods, um, and helped save the world once. And I believe with the gods' helps we can save the world again. We just need to find them, and that is where you all come in, as you have answered my quests.
not to burst your kingly bubble or anything, but I have been all over this planet, and I have yet to see any evidence of any divine being.
Just because you don't see the evidence doesn't there. You're just not looking in the right place.
Oh, believe me, I've been to almost every single place.
Have you tried checking the top shelf? Because I've seen the power of the gods.
Maybe he just can't see up that high.
Maybe he can't see up that high. King Luca also lets out a little chuckle at this, and he says, "It looks like you all get along quite well."
Greatest friends I ever had.
King Luca, Walker,
He gives you
Does
a slight nod, like to continue.
does the world need saving?
Walker, how much of this world have you seen?
Some, but your city you have here is pretty large. People seem happy.
The people of Gregoritus are in fact very happy, and that is why I wish to share this happiness with the world. Before the Great War that happened in 1200, the world was happy, was content. Um, the the happiness you see in my city here was spread across the entire world, Walker. Have you seen such happiness anywhere else in your travels?
I travel with Corin. No.
God damn.
Everyone's just roasting
So,
Corin today.
Six is going to address Corin and be like, you realize you can show him more things than alleyways, right? Little holes that you live in? It's not very nice of you.
You can always try brothels. Those make everybody happy.
This one I agree with. I like you.
And with King Luca kind of looks over everyone and he says, "Walker is right. The rest of the world," and he completely skips over the jokes. He's in dead serious mode now. Walker is right. The rest of the world is in turmoil. The rest of Hito's covered by marauders and monsters just trying to kill and loot everywhere. No one knows what's happened to Polo, and well, Jiro's, from what I've heard, even more of a mess. We we must find the gods, and we must begin rebuilding and reuniting this world. We must begin fixing the mistakes of our ancestors of 1,000 years ago.
Interesting statement. Well, where do we begin?
Well, first I have a map to give to you. I'm assuming many of you don't have maps of Hito, but here it is. And he pulls out a map, which you all can find in the pictures section of Discord. And he hands one to the party, and he says, "Well, this is Hito in its current state, mapped to the best of our ability."
And who did you have map this?
We had many adventurers go out and map this in the past decade. It has been one of my driving goals was to get the entirety of Hito mapped to the best of my ability. There is, of course, probably many things still not on this map. Many surprises probably wait for you, but there is a lot of the big parts are here on the map.
Duly noted.
Corin's
my.
right though. We've seen a lot of the planet. We haven't come across any clues. So you have a map, but where do we begin?
Where indeed? These are I cannot answer these questions. These are things you must answer for yourself.
So
Wait,
this is just a wild goose chase.
yeah, you just gave us a map and said this is it. Have at it.
I I wish there was more help I could provide, but yes.
Surely you can point out where we should start looking.
Or perhaps places we shouldn't start.
Well, from what the adventurers of told me, the Haven of the Dark is a very evil place. It's a civilization of and I put civilizations in the loosest terms, of horrible beings who are, from what I understand, constantly the source of the monsters that are sent out to maraud and rape and murder everyone. So if I were to make a suggestion, I would advise probably beginning on the north side of Hito, the forest, the jungle, or the deserts, before you decide to delve into the wastelands. But if you wish to journey into the wastelands and see what's going on there, that is your prerogative.
Do you have any ruins, or has there ever been any hint of great library somewhere that we can start the search.
Great libraries. Not on this continent, no. There are talks of uh, long ago there being a great library somewhere in Polo, but Polo was one of the first places to be hit by the nukes. So if I had to guess, many of those libraries did not survive.
Going to find a god that she wants to stick her nose in a book.
I'm gonna look at him. Do you think I read?
No.
Words on paper mean nothing to me.
The more.
Oh my
Bash
god, you
people over
can't
the
just
head,
ask
dog.
that.
It's okay. You're apparently still young not to understand, but
That's probably why he doesn't know I'll read a book. But just as a mere suggestion to the rest of the group, we could always take a ship to Guy's Jungle, work our way around.
Well, that's the other bad news. I will be able to provide you with a bit of gold to assist you on your journeys, but outside of that, there's not much else I'll be able to give.
Honestly, I really like the idea of taking a look at the little giant forest. I like the trees. Trees are pretty. Beat the city any day.
homely.
Well, there is the Elvis outpost that we are in communication with. We send many people back and forth between the outposts and here. Well, not all make it back, but it is another village that is seeming to thrive.
So not much danger, but perhaps it's because of the will of the gods, no?
It, I believe the will of the gods is what brought you all together here today. They wish to be found. I know they do.
And what god do you see?
What god do I seek?
Yes, yes. What god do you seek first? Who are you looking for?
I don't have a preference. I want them all back. I know Gaia and Nyx were both ancient and powerful, and very wise, but from what I've heard, from what the stories tell, there are many amazing gods. There's the god of prophecies who can help us with our future, the god of love who can maybe bring some sparks of happiness back to this desolate world. There are many gods who I wish to seek.
Well, not to poo-poo on your god, from where I'm from, there's always a darker story to every like frankly mythical. But if you repay us to go, I have
Well, of course we will give you payment. Like I said, I will assist you with money getting started, and we will see where we can go from there.
Gods are the only
when to
reason
relieve.
this
I
place
turn to the
is in such bad.
What was that, Solomon?
Oh, I was just saying that bringing the gods back is the only way that we're gonna get out of this sad state.
I agree. This
Monsters don't fear human. Don't fear basically anything.
I,
as well as shouldn't. You tried to eradicate them once.
This world
I
needs
didn't try to
balance
eradicate
again.
anybody.
that is the mistakes of our ancestors, ones that we will learn from and we will not repeat. I promise. When we will rebuild this world, and we will rebuild it to what my namesake King Luca wanted.
There's that old saying about, things repeating themselves. So maybe rebuilding everything would just all be for naught.
Well, I have
Yeah.
to try and be more optimistic than that.
I'm afraid I'm fairly low on optimism.
As most people in this
For,
world are.
for argument's sake, I mean, at one point there was prosperity, and prosperity doesn't sound too horrible if it's most people are able to get a drink when they want.
Ah,
You
yes,
know, is
Six.
that why you're camping?
There are stories of drinks flowing everywhere as in the times of prosperity. You could stop at any tavern and get as many drinks as you wanted for very cheap.
And the streets were lined with gold, right?
Nope, sadly not.
No, I think we're just trying to get the world to not be such a disaster and dangerous zone. I don't think we need to worry too much about the far off future, just what we're dealing with now.
It will probably not even be in our lifetime when the world is fully healed, but we must begin the process now.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think we're gonna find any gods, but improving the state of the world does sound like a worthy cause.
Well,
Truly have no faith, do you? Have you never seen the power of the gods in anything?
So
Have you?
I'm gonna draw my pistol. This is what I believe. This is my power.
I mean, if that's what keeps you warm at night. But yes, I've seen the power of the gods.
You
I've
keep your
wielded them
gods.
before.
You keep your gods. I'll keep my sidearm, and I'll be toasty warm at night.
Hmm. The faithful and the unfaithful together working for a common cause. I think that's balance right there.
What are you going on about?
Yeah, things that you don't understand.
well, you all have
I believe
heard.
she just called you an idiot.
So King, um, before
Please call me
being on
Luca.
our quest, Luca, do you have anything that needs delivered to that outpost since we're on our way?
I did send a group of adventurers out about 2 weeks ago. Um, if you run into them, just make sure they're okay. But outside of that, no. You will want
So,
to
I figured I'd ask.
you will want to seek out the elder at the outpost. Her name is Shiva. She will she may have more knowledge than I.
Fair enough.
so is sending out groups of adventurers kind of a run-of-the-mill everyday thing for you?
Well, we need people to volunteer to journey into the wastelands. We only do it on a volunteer basis. I would never order anyone to do something against their will.
I've heard the story
So,
of the gods disappearing after the war, and I know you mentioned there's no library here, but what do we know about them disappearing? Anything?
Well, the rumors say that the gods disappeared because they were disgusted with humanity after the war. Apparently, they haven't become re-gusted with us. But you, Warforged, no one has built a Warforged in who knows how long. You must remember this time. You were more than likely around.
Master Korn found me only 7 months ago.
Now, Walker,
Before
David, I
that,
told you I ain't no master.
sorry, Korn. Korn found me 7 months ago, and I don't remember anything before then. If I was made, I don't remember.
Well, it sounds like you have a bit of cost in this adventure as well, Walker. I'm sure finding the gods may find your memories.
It would be nice.
But I have given each of you my side of what I wish to accomplish. Now I must know, will you all accept this quest?
I
Why,
was
of
on board
course.
from the very beginning.
I'll go. I'll go. Even if it is with these people.
Well, you all are going to be a team. You must learn to at least trust each other, at most become friends and family. I know it's a bit of a tall order in this day and age, but it's something you must be able to do. Otherwise, you all will die out there.
I'm not against working together, but trust is earned.
Well, I better make sure you all are equipped for this. And he claps his hands, and a group of very similar men to this person who brought you tea came in, and they each hand you a pouch of gold with this low bow, but none of them say a word. Behind you, King Lucas says, in each of those pouches you will find 200 gold. That should be enough to get you off on your adventures.
Thank you. This is much
Much
appreciated.
obliged.
I wish I could do more, but sadly that is all we have that we can spare for this adventure. I must continue taking care of my city, of course.
So what time of day is it?
It's probably around noon by now. You all walked into the city around 10 a.m.
All right.
So Luca looks at you and he says, "If you need anything else, you of course know where to find me. But I wish you luck on your adventures, and thank you for accepting this grand quest."
It's the least we could do. And Solomon's gonna just turn around to leave.
Yeah.
No.
So
follow
Corin is going to tell Walker, all right, I'm gonna go grab a quick bite to eat. You do whatever it is you want to do. Meet me back here in say an hour.
All right. Where do I go?
You just got a pouch full of shiny gold. Buy yourself a coat.
I like that idea.
All right, then meet you back here after lunch.
We are going to do a quick lunch then. Corin, is all you're doing? Are you doing anything special during your lunch break, or are you just going out to get lunch?
I'm literally just going up to grab a bite to eat before we set off.
All right. Where are you going to eat? What kind of restaurant are you looking for?
Now, Corin is a meat and potatoes kind of guy. It doesn't matter if it's steak or if it's stew. So what can I find?
You see a nice sign advertising a steakhouse about 2 blocks away from where you're at.
All right. Go in, grab me a table, order me a nice steak, side of potatoes, and the biggest mug of ale that they have.
Yeah, you get all this stuff, and it ends up costing you a total of 2 gold.
All right. And I'm going to enjoy my lunch.
And you do. It is the best steak you've ever had. Potatoes are, potatoes are potatoes, but this is the greatest steak you've ever had.
Yeah, well, I do believe I'm satisfied with that.
All right, Shem, what are you doing on this hour-long break before our adventure begins? Are you going Are you going to journey with anyone else, or are you going to go do your own thing?
I'm gonna kind of wander around and like for my lunch, I am getting like a cup of water from the well and buying like a biscuit.
Yeah, and this doesn't even cost you any enough money to mention it. So, you have your biscuit and a cup of water from the well.
And I'm just sitting and observing like life happening.
And life is indeed happening. You find a nice park to eat at, which is a weird concept for anywhere in the world except for here. But in the middle of the park is a group of about 20 teenagers who seem to be playing some sort of ball game. And you hang out and watch them eat, but you don't really seem to figure out the rules of the game. It's a little complicated, but you're enjoying being able to sit on a field of grass and watch people just enjoy life.
Yeah. And I'm enjoying my biscuit because I'm assuming there's no mold or dirt on it.
Nope, it's the finest biscuit money can buy.
It's the best meal ever.
Six, what are you doing during this hour-long lunch break?
I think I'm going to go back to the previous tavern that I was at
Okay.
before coming here, and I'm going to find that barkeep.
And yeah, he's
And I'm-
still behind the bar doing barkeep things. He's polishing glasses right now.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, Dell.
You were so kind before. I figured I would ask for some food. You have some porridge, maybe?
Yeah, we have a little bit left over from breakfast if you like that.
Biscuits, gravy, maybe?
Biscuits and gravy. We could whip up some biscuits and gravy. Just give us a few minutes in the
That
kitchen.
sounds amazing.
Oh,
Please.
you got it. Anything to drink with it?
Yes. Do you have any wine?
Wine. Yeah, you want a Cabernet, a Merlot, some sweeter, some more bitter. What are you looking for?
Give me the darkest stuff you've got.
Darkest stuff. All right, you got it. And he goes back in the kitchen, and a few minutes later comes out with a piping hot plate of biscuits and gravy, and then he hands you a wine glass full with some very red wine.
Awesome, thank you. How much?
For 1 gold for the whole meal.
I'm going to hand him the 1 gold and find me a seat and consume it all while standing on my haunches in the chair.
You do, and it is in fact delicious, and it is very, very bitter red wine.
The best kind.
All right, Solomon, what are you doing?
Well, first I'm going to just go to whatever the nearest tavern is to get something to eat before I go off to a general store to get some rations.
As you walk into this tavern, you see Six off in the corner devouring some biscuits and gravy.
Peace is too much to ask. And I'm gonna go up to the bar and ask what their special is for the day.
Oh, we got some nice burgers that came in from the outskirts not too long ago.
How far in the outskirts?
Oh, just outside the city walls. Very well protected.
Outskirts are different to us then. I'll take that and a glass of mead.
You got it. That'll be 1 gold, please.
It's on me, I got it.
I'm gonna just like look at him and go, apparently it's on him.
The barkeep nods and goes back into the kitchen, and comes out about 5 minutes later with a very fine-looking burger, and hands it to you with a glass of mead.
I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna just go sit next to Six, eat my food. Very interested in the character in front of me.
Do you say anything, or Six, do you say anything? Go ahead and play this lunch out for me. Paint me a word picture.
I'm going to allow a bit of time to pass so that he can at least savor his burger.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's just focused on eating right now. He's starving. But after he finishes his burger, Solomon's just gonna look up and go, so you were probably the craziest one in our group yet. Which, mind you,
Maybe.
not a bad thing. I see you at least value and understand teamwork.
Teamwork is more important for my end goals, yes. So, what about you? Where do you come from? Why the situation of the lifestyle choice?
I just come from a small village. One day we were attacked. My order, which I wasn't a part of at the time, mercilessly killed all of them. And that day I realized that the only way to ensure true peace is with unlimited power. What's more powerful than the gods?
Classic story. Farmer boy goes and slays everything in his path. Yes. I can appreciate that much. Not really a big fan of the war dogs and whatnots, but I can respect it at least.
Splitting heads sure beats chucking corn. That's all I'm saying.
Corn's delicious. I like corn. Where do you come from?
Kind of in between here and the Great Bridge.
It's been a while since I had some corn. Is it good?
sure you could get it just about anywhere.
Oh, so big farm town, yes? Or not so much? Big farm, no town. Not anymore. Sorry.
Big farm, like not a lot of people. So we have a few, and that's just kind of our life. Not even I would say not even 30 people.
Wow. And yet I can get corn anywhere. That's amazing. That's a lot of work.
You'd be amazed
What?
at some of the technological advances.
Technology. It's all well and good to have technology, but no brains. No brains, I swear, people these days. No brains. I appreciate you. I may not like you, but I appreciate you at least.
That's fine. Most places I go, the people there don't like me. We're getting pretty used to it. And
It's okay. I make sure you eat. It's okay.
yeah, that's one way to build a friendship. Where I have to ask though, where are you supposed to be from?
Well, we don't talk about me if we can help it. All we need to know is that I lived a very not good lifestyle up to this point, and
Not what
I
lifestyle?
plan to rectify. Hmm?
You lived a not what lifestyle?
Not very pleasant lifestyle. I experienced some things in my younger years that I would care not to discuss. However, if you must know, I do plan on going back one day. But
Well,
it's not going to be so nice.
I at least found out why we get along. Shared traumas. One son of a bitch.
It can be, yes, but mine was more from an inside out rather than an outside in kind of situation. So, power, yes. Murder, eventually. The food is good, though.
Yeah. Basically, at his mention of murder, Solomon's going to keep a very close eye on him.
All right. And with that, you guys kind of finish the rest of your lunch, and we're gonna move on to Walker. What are you doing?
Stepping onto the palace, I kind of stand looking around at all the buildings and people doing their daily lives, pretty confused. I've spent the last 7 months with a gruff little gunslinger who doesn't care much for magic, but I seem to know a bit of it. Um, I ask a local guard, find a local guard and ask him where magic users would gather.
Yeah, you find a local guard, and he looks at you. He says, magic? You'd be looking for the university, probably. Lots of weird magical kids over there."
Which way?
He points you in down a direction. He gives you directions. You know, take this left, and then go 4 blocks down. Take a right there, and you'll be right on your way. You can't miss it.
So I think and kind of lay low. Still a little skittish. I don't like the fact I haven't seen any other Warforged around. And I go to the university. Walk in and
As you
I
walk in, you see a young man with very long ears. Have you ever seen an elf before?
mm, Corin, have we seen elves before?
I mean, I would imagine you've probably seen one or three in passing.
So yes, totally have.
Okay, then you know this to be an elf, not a human. Is Has a firebolt contained within his hands that he's kind of just like keeping in control within his hands. As there's another older looking elf watching over him and kind of giving him instructions as he does this.
I just sit there and watch blankly and kind of awkwardly for a minute. I've never seen a firebolt before, so I'm very interested.
Yeah, and as you do this, the eventually the teacher looks up and notices you and he says, "Ah, welcome in. Please, are you here to learn?"
I think so. I think I know a little bit of magic, but I need to learn more.
Please, please, show me what you can do. Cast a spell.
I go ahead and open up my hands and cast a minor illusion. Um, a little burst of light, a little starburst of light out of my hand. Trying to make it extra bright to show that I know something.
Ah, minor illusion. Very interesting. Most young wizards take firebolt as one of their first spells, but I sense you aren't much into combat, are you?
I mostly help my friends. I try not to fight when I can.
Interesting, interesting. Do you have a spell book that you use, or does your magic come more innately?
That's the thing. I've written some of what I've known. I think I need a place to start learning more. Do you have any spell books here?
Hmm. Let me go look. I'll be right back. Hang out here with my student. His name is Timothy. And watch. Make sure his fireball doesn't get too out of control. Timothy, listen. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. What is your name?
Walker.
Listen to Walker and make sure you really focus on that firebolt. I don't want the university burning down. You hear me? And Timmy just kind of nods and looks at you with big brown eyes. He looks super excited that he's casting his first spell. And the professor walks off. And it's just you and this child now, Walker. In a non-weird, creepy way.
Like Iron Giant.
How? So how are you doing that?
Uh, um, I, I don't know. I just, Professor, he kind of walked me through it, and I just kind of did it. He told me to picture fire in my hand and then channel my magic into it, and it just kind of worked, you know?
So I can learn more by following instruction.
Yeah, you can. There's lots of things you can learn. The magic is an amazing thing. There's so many possibilities.
Hmm. How long have you been doing math?
Well, I've been in the school for about a month now. This is my first time conjuring any magic at all.
Well, don't burn the university down then.
Well, that's what you're here for, to make sure I don't.
Yes.
And after a few minutes of awkward small chat, the professor comes back holding a tome, and he looks at it and he says, "This will do you well. I believe this will help you greatly in your travels." And he hands it to you. And he says, "Look through the book, and as you grow stronger, I feel like this book will really help you learn."
Thank you. And I think that's all for now. I probably spend the rest of my lunch break sitting watching the firebolt spinning in awe before I realize it's probably time to go find everybody else.
And as you get up, both the professor and Timothy look up at you and they say, "Thank you for the audience. It was really exciting to meet you."
It's very nice meeting you too. Kind of blankly turn and walk out the door.
All right. We're on to Zeph. Zeph, what are you doing during your hour-long break?
Zeph honestly probably goes outside and whistles for her little bird friend to come hang
And
out with her.
your little bird friend does in fact come and
Ah.
hang out with you.
And then she'll probably go go to find the nearest person and go, excuse me, do you have a herb shop or an apothecary? I'm not sure what you call it here.
Yeah, you, what exactly are you looking for?
Herbs.
Herbs, like for healing, or like poison,
Yes.
or?
No, not poison, healing, or antitoxins. Anything that would help adventuring or people in need.
Yeah, Miss Shaw down the block. She's like 3 blocks to the left. Real nice, she's in about her 50s, long black hair, and he starts lifting off this really detailed description until eventually he seems to actually notice you and um, quiets down quite quickly, like just stopping his description mid sentence.
I'm just gonna give him a chuckle. It's quite all right. You said she was 3 blocks down to the left.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Huh?
Is there a way to describe the outside of her shop so I know what I'm
Um,
looking for?
he looks very flustered. There's a sign and there's some flowers.
Ah, what kind of flowers?
Uh, all sorts of kinds. She runs a small garden outside of her house with lots of flowers that she grows.
Perfect. That's wonderful. I will definitely be able to find it. I very much appreciate your help.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
I'm just gonna give him like a little pat on his head and then start wandering off to Miss Shaw's. I am going to be sensing for the flowers. I'm gonna be like talking to them, trying to figure out if they will answer me as I'm going along, trying to find this place.
And yeah, it takes you a good 20 minutes to make your way over there. But eventually you do sense the flowers and hear their whispers back.
I am I'm gonna look at them and thank you for your kind. Give them a little bit of water and then head inside the shop.
Yeah, you do, and there is just I mean you don't get to see it, but perfectly described by the other man. There's an old lady behind a counter, or not an old lady, she's like 50, behind a counter. And she looks up at you and she says, "Ah, dearie, welcome, welcome. What can I do for you?"
Hello, ma'am. This is a very nice shop you have.
Oh, I thank you.
I'm looking for herbs and anything that might help me on you could say, more dangerous journey across your lands. Do you have any type of healing plants or things that would help me make things to help my friends?
Let's see, now I actually have to Google D&D. See what comes up. Oh, there actually is a whole.
I have a herbalism kit, so I know I can make things, and I'm proficient in it. So anything that would help me make like potions of healing and maybe like what's it called, like the antitoxin, anti-venom, things like that.
You know, I don't think there's actually like lists of things in D&D, so we're just gonna make it up. Let's do it.
I like it.
This is my world. I do what I want. Damn it.
It's my world, and I need herbs now.
Yeah. She looks at you and she says, "Well, we have Are you looking for like some antitoxins or something to kind of restore some health? What are you looking for?"
A little bit of both of that. I mean, I'm not a terrible healer, but it's definitely not my thing. It's not my first thing I would think of, but maybe something like a potion of healing,
Okay.
things like that.
Do you know the recipes, or do I need to? Would you like me to show them?
No. I have the recipes. Well, I don't know if I would call it a recipe. I know how to make it.
Okay.
I
Well,
just need the items for it.
um, for the for some poison, some anti-poison, if you take these bitter herbs and you crunch them up and mix them with this honey here, that'll help out there. The honey's really just for flavor because those herbs are horribly bitter.
Yes, definitely.
And then for healing, if you take these blue mushrooms here and you combine them with leaves from the pine trees, and then a little bit of the sweet herb here, that'll make a potion of minor healing.
Perfect.
Um, that of course will heal poison, and those potions will heal for 10 hit points.
Oh, that is great. How much would either of these cost me?
I'll give you the whole. I'll give you a whole set to make 3 of each potion for 50 gold.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
And it
Well,
makes 3 of each. And I'm just gonna like open the bag of money and go, I hate to be a major inconvenience, but I actually have no idea how this money works, and nor can I see what they look like. Please take what you need.
she lets out a small chuckle and she says, "Dearie, I may be a very trustworthy old lady. I mean, young lady. I'm definitely not old." And you feel her heart flutter a little bit.
You're in your
But
prime.
you definitely need to understand how money works. Give me your hands. Come here.
Okay. She's gonna hold her hands out for her.
And the old lady reaches into your pouch and pulls out a couple of different coins and kind of gets you very familiar with their feel so that you understand how the money works.
Okay. And then after
And then
that,
she's
then
gonna
I'll count
say,
out 50.
"And now 50 gold."
She'll count out the 50 for her.
Yep, and you give her 50 gold.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, dearie. Let me know if you need anything else.
I will. As I said, your shop is very lovely. Its smell is alluring.
Thank you. I give it all to the flower garden out front.
Yes, it's. They're very happy that you're taking care of them.
Thank you for that.
Um, and then after that, I'm gonna go wander off and probably just find like a vegetable stand and grab some vegetables for lunch.
Yep,
And walk around, find a tree, go talk to a tree.
and you do in fact talk to the tree real good.
You know? And then yeah, just wait until I hear either Solomon or someone that I recognized from the meeting to go follow.
Yep, and Esmelda. Last but not least, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stay in the throne room and see if I can get the stories that the king had passed down to him. Try and see if he can tell me those stories, so that way I could jot them down in my little book.
And you hit on one of the king's greatest passions. The king loves telling stories about the past. He's very much a historian and goes into great detail about the battle of the Titans that went down 2,000 years ago, where great heroes uh, went to war against powerful Titans who predicted the end of humanity. And he goes into detail about the adventure that these heroes went on and their quest to awaken Gaia and Nyx and defeat Tempoid and their failure to kill Aristo and their mercy of letting Platanus live.
Damn, okay. I'm doing my best to jot this all down.
Yeah, you get a pretty decent understanding of the story that was our first campaign.
Mm-hmm. So, why does I'm gonna ask him? Why does he think that the gods haven't returned by themselves yet?
Well, they left because they were unhappy with us, and well, I feel like they're still unhappy with us. I feel like there's something we need to do to bring them back.
And Majesty, how do you suppose that will pacify them and
I
convince
don't.
them to rejoin?
Well, I believe we need to find the kinder of the gods, the ones who truly care about humanity, and have them help us convince the others.
The hmm. Wow, that's interesting. My family has several stories from the past, but it was nothing along the lines of this.
Yes, the kings have passed down our history quite thoroughly.
Well, it's certainly a blessing that you guys did. This is fascinating.
Thank you. And it takes about an hour for you all to have this entire conversation.
You're
Eventually, Solomon and Six, you guys end up leaving the tavern. And Solomon, you see Zeph underneath a tree eating her vegetables and talking to no one.
Did I miss a concerning psychotic break while I was eating?
Oh, no, you just don't listen well enough to hear the tree speaking.
He's gonna stop and very carefully try to listen to these trees.
And he is not going to hear a thing. Six, you are witnessing this.
Well. Very interesting.
Yes. Are you two done with your lunch?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
well,
see
I
this.
mean, I've been done, but, I mean, did you join? Did you want to join?
Oh,
Well,
no, I've been relaxing out here under the tree.
Ooh,
Trees been
trees are nice.
Speaking
Trees
of-
are better than cities.
I agree.
So,
Much better.
we just need to pick up some rations and then work our way to finding the other 4.
All right. Well, let's go find some rations and other things we might need.
Yep. And eventually, you guys, as you are looking for a place to buy rations, you stumble across Walker and Shem, who met up as the university and the park are right next to each other. And Shem kind of saw Walker walking by, and walked with him. So, yeah, you all 5 are together now.
I imagine that, like, Shem and Walker, like, have this awkward silence that's, like, awkward for everybody else.
Yeah, you guys met up, like, because Walker walked by and you noticed him and went to walk with him. Man, that's a lot of walking in one sentence.
Strolling?
Yeah, you guys, you see Walker and go for a stroll with him to meet up with the rest of the party. But you guys don't really say a word to each other, and it's kind of awkward. And
I'm
meet
just
up with...
staring at my spell book, all the stuff I had in my head, trying to write it down that I've been keeping in my head this whole.
I'm checking Walker out in a very non-weird way.
Checking the robot out. Okay, so we got our first shipping, first romance here.
I'm gonna look at both of them and go, do you have rations for the trip?
I don't need them.
Oh, I don't believe I need to eat.
Hey, you're not a surprise. But you don't eat anything? Or
Nope. I tried eating
not,
once. It was
not
messy.
you, her. We all know you don't eat anything. You learned that at the tea session.
For someone who claims they have manners, yours are horrible, Solomon.
Hey, be nice
Yeah,
to
well,
Solomon. He can't help it.
Food
Just
is
talking to everybody.
not a
talking to
problem
everybody's
for
ears
me.
Okay. Sounds good.
I mean,
Going on to
if you guys are concerned, I can help you out.
Help? Help how?
Yeah.
I hold out my hands and I conjure a couple of biscuits.
Biscuits!
I would like to
Can I
think that's
have?
safe, but I don't quite know.
I finally look up for my spell book after seeing that.
Yes, Walker, you seem to realize, or finally realize, it finally kind of dawns on you that you are amongst other people who can cast magic. At least one, Shem.
I'm
Is
starting to
that
put
like
it
a
together.
normal thing you can do, or
Yeah, it's how I live. You guys spend money on food?
you eat
No.
only biscuits?
No, but
Add some gravy and ruin business.
they're like the potato chips for Shem. Like, she loves them as a snack food.
Shem might be careful, Shem might get big.
Wow.
Someone's gonna look at Zeph and say, "Yeah, see, out of the group, I feel like I still have the best manners."
Hey, I'm simply observant. I'm trying to help Shem out. Gotta keep that trim figure.
And as this is happening, Corin, you see the rest of the group. Do you walk up to him, or do you just kind of stay far away?
No, I just like walk right past them.
The rest of you notice Corin walking right past you.
I feel
Hi,
his
hi,
air
over
of
here, stupid.
disappointment.
Well, I'm still gonna go pick up some rations, but that's a
I will
nice
come with
fallback
you.
plan.
And
I'm
those
sorry?
of you who need to eat food, you can pick up 1 day's ration per gold you spend. How much gold are each of you spending?
I'm gonna spend 14 gold
Okay. Corin, are you buying
for the
rations as
solid
well?
2 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm going to buy 15 rations.
All right. Six.
Compensating.
Six. How many rations do you buy?
6 is going to address Shem. Shem, can you maybe spot a fellow every once in a while, like on the daily? Shem likes the money that he has. Maybe even donate to some of Shem's causes.
I'm sorry, what?
Shem would rather pay you for food than pay some idiot at a stall. Would you like to make a deal? You feed Shem, Shem give you money later?
I don't really need the money. I don't even know what to do with the money that I got, so that just help you out.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
But if you start complaining, the deal's off.
No, like biscuits. Love biscuits. Biscuits are great.
Zeph, how many rations do you buy?
I don't need any.
Okay. Esmelda?
Am I with them or am I still in the palace?
You end up, after your time with the king, you wander out and manage to find your way to a little market with rations that you can buy.
Okay, I guess I'll take like 15 then.
All right. So everyone take away the gold that they spent, and you are all rationed up. And it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Can I buy some gravy for biscuits? As I understand it,
some like powdered gravy.
as I understand it, 6 seems to like gravy for biscuits.
Do
And I
you
want
do
them
it?
to get along.
Do you do it secretly, or do you are you very open about your buying of gravy for 6?
I'll buy it for now. I'll surprise them later when
Yeah,
he's eating his next biscuits.
You spend 10 gold and get 10 servings of powdered gravy that you just have to mix with warm water. Little like packets like you'd get for like mashed potatoes at the superstore or something.
Nice.
Emergency rations.
And yeah, you guys are now free to head off. You have an entire map. You are able to do whatever you want.
So considering it's gonna be sundown soon, are we leaving now, or does everybody want to stay the night here in these nice gigantic walls, head out in the morning?
I imagine the king could help us one last time before we go. Good decent meal. Maybe a room. We talk discreetly.
Worth asking.
Okay. You guys go back to the throne room or the castle. The old man greets you and he says, "Oh, I figured you'd already left. What are you doing back already?"
We figured
We're
Sadie
done.
could travel.
Wait, you say you're done? You
No.
have the
Gods.
gods?
Sorry
No.
to disappoint.
He is joking with you.
Oh, yes, of course. What a young trickster
Although,
you are.
I mean, I'm not laughing.
Well,
Neither is anybody else.
crack a smile sometime, young man. Smiles make the world go round.
Crack a smile. Look at that face to break his jaw.
Anyways,
No, we were curious if we're going to be sent on a mission that perhaps is going to end up in all of our doom by tomorrow morning. Perhaps we could borrow a room or two for the evening and sleep
oh,
in
yes,
relative comfort.
yes, of course. The old man claps his hands, and a couple of servants come out, and they will show you to some rooms you can spend the night here tonight.
Uh,
So sweet, so sweet. Thank you. So
You'll-
nice.
do you have a garden?
Yes, of course, it's in the center of the castle.
All right, I will sleep there.
What?
Yeah. You
My
can't
old
just
age must really be
sleep.
getting to me. Do you say sleep in the garden?
Yes. Is that a problem?
No, we have very nice beds that you can sleep in.
Have you ever slept in a bed?
No.
Have you ever used a cord for a pillow? Because that sounds hilarious.
You should try sleeping in a bed.
But the ground works.
There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with a nice patch of dirt.
Well,
I
Besides the
prefer
fact
grass.
that a
um,
bed in a castle beats dirt every day.
If you would like me to try to sleep in a bed, I will not, but more comfortable outside.
Just saying, might as well take a chance. It's free. It is a castle.
Well-
I've lived in the dirt many days, and I am not happy with that choice. I would rather a bed.
All right. So here's what we do. Those who want beds, take a bed. Those who want dirt, take the dirt. Problem solved.
yeah, and with that, you are all shown to wherever you want to sleep, and you all get.
I'd like to go find something to read. I'm not the type to sleep. I know we don't have a library. Is there anywhere I could go read or pass time?
Yeah, as everyone else kind of goes off to bed. Walker, you specifically stay with the old man, and the old man says, "Well, not a whole lot to read. Most books have been destroyed, but well, I'm sure you could get a few stories from our king if you asked. Might jog your memory."
And so I'll spend the evening. I'll go find the king and talk to him about what he knows about the war forged that were from the previous times.
And as you
where
walk up
they
and
came from.
sorry, continue.
That was it. I just want
Okay.
to learn about the war forged.
As you walk up to the king, he looks at it. He's super happy. He's, another person wants to hear my stories? Yes. What do you want to know about? Come on, Walker, sit down. Tell me what you want to hear.
You mentioned the war forged before. Can you tell me more?
Yeah.
Corin's not much one for talking.
Yeah, I get that. From what I've heard, one of the great heroes who helped fight the Titans, was essential in building most of the Warforged. They were supposed to help defend humanity. Uh, Most were destroyed in the War of 1200.
Were they blown up during the nuclear explosion?
Some were, some the Warforged kind of with their own. Obviously, you have your own sentience. You make your own choices, and they decided to side. Some sided with humans, some sided with the monsters, and most were destroyed in the war, either through combat or through the nuclear warfare. Yeah.
I don't understand. Why did the humans want to wipe everybody else out?
Well, the person that was elected, Prime President Jolo, was his name, and he was well, he appeared to be a very amazing man. Everyone loved him. He cared about the old. He wanted to better the world. He had a very good ruse going. He had a lot of people fall in line with him, and then he showed his true colors, and many people already were wholehearted believers in his, so they fell in line behind him.
And they just started killing everyone else.
It was not the best time in humanity, I'll tell you that.
I guess we'll just go on and I'll listen to his stories as long as he'll talk about whatever he wants to talk
Yep,
as
and
we fade to night.
he spends hours telling you about the Great War, and you are also pretty caught up on our last campaign. He does happen to mention the name Zerum, though,
Nice.
as the creator of the Warforged. Yeah, and the night fades away, and we come in on the next day. And as we come in on the next day, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, cause God, I gotta pee. So everyone, 5 minutes. Everyone
Okay.
watching the stream right now, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes. And see you in a bit.
How long are we running it at?
that on. Turn that on. Do we have a Zeph as well? No, we don't have a Zeph.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, we do have a Zeph. Ha ha
Just,
ha.
just grabbing my tea.
Very nice. All right.
The hot leaf water.
Yep. I'm all about that hot leaf.
Well, we have a map. What is our plan?
So we're heading to the. Where is it? The
Map is under the pictures.
Elvish outpost, right?
That sounds like the plan, yeah.
So we all go in there.
Group
That's
consensus?
what the group wishes.
All right. Well, the first, you all set out from Gregoritus, eager-eyed and ready to adventure. And the surrounding area of Gregoritus has been rebuilt pretty well. Um, it's no longer a wasteland. There's lots of grass and farmland directly outside the walls as you leave the city. Not much of a road that leads anywhere. You're mainly walking kind of just through the grass. And it takes about a day for you to get the city out of sight and see the what remains of the bridge over the river, Nyx's River. And it's beginning to grow dark as you get close to this bridge.
I suppose now is as good a time as any to stop and make camp.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well stay on the safer side of the bridge.
Safety. That's, I guess. I mean, this is as good spot as over there. What's wrong with over there?
A higher chance that somebody's going to want us dead while we sleep. For one.
Well, speaking of that, perhaps we should go ahead and set up rotational watch.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take early morning. I'll take the third. Why not? I sleep now. Good night.
And yeah, once a watch has been established, you all fall asleep, and nothing happens throughout the night. It's a very, very tame, very quiet night. Nice breeze blows over the entire camp. It's a very, very good night for camping out.
I stay up fidgeting with a little spirit, what would seem like a little wispy thing floating around me, as I start figuring out how the familiar spell works for me. Trying to figure out how to cast familiar.
Yeah, and you all wake up bright and early the next morning, minus Six and Walker, who are already awake. Just on the or just on the side of the bridge. This is a very large bridge. You could barely see the other side of it over in the distance. It would take a good hour to walk across this bridge.
Now, would Corin have been in this area across this bridge before?
I'm gonna go. Probably hasn't crossed this bridge. But he's been in this area. He's been near the river. This is like a lifeline for a lot of people. Lots of little habitats set up along the river, for a source of water.
All right. Well, I suppose if there's nothing else that needs to be done on this side of the bridge, Corin's going to start walking across. He's going to be like not nervous, but attentive. He hasn't crossed this area before, so he always expecting the worst.
Yep.
Everybody look out for trolls.
I'm gonna look to the rest of the group and say, does everybody have what they brought here? Not leaving anything behind?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, you all begin crossing the bridge. And 15 minutes into this bridge cross, off in the distance, you see two men sitting on chairs on either side of the bridge.
Somebody brought toll money, right?
There is no toll on this bridge.
Okay. We'll see. Hmm.
Yeah, and as you all get closer, the men kind of stand up and walk up to you, and they say, "Toll to cross the bridge, 100 gold each."
Yeah? And, who might it be that you're working for that's enacting this toll?
Oh, we work for ourselves. We enact the toll.
So
Then
what
no.
you're saying is you're just common highway robbers.
They each kind of reach to their back and pull out gray axes. They look at you and they say, "Y'all just give us this toll nice and easy now, all right? We don't want no trouble."
This is going to be fun.
Burn! And I firebolt.
Yeah, you rolled a hit.
Oh God.
Here comes the fun.
Alright, that comes out to 15 on the closest one I see.
It's on roll 20 if you all want to look.
I can actually not get onto roll 20 with,
Okay, we'll go with the left one.
Okay. Yeah, you hit with a 15.
Excellent. And give me just a second. And that will come out as, of course, a solid 2.
All right. 2 damage it is.
Starting out strong.
And that is our surprise round. So everyone go ahead and roll
initiative.
initiative. Yes.
I'm here for you.
Hang on, I gotta knock at my door.
Yes. You want us to post it in Discord, or where would you like us putting it?
You can actually just put it into the turn order that's on roll 20. Oh, you can't see it. So you just tell me what yours is.
Okay, I got a 16.
The rest of you can actually just write it in yourselves. Let me know when everyone's got their stay. Walker, what'd you roll?
8. I rolled in roll 20.
Ah. That's what those beepings at me were. Corin, you rolled a 9.
Yep.
And 22 for 6. All right. Well then, 6. You were up first.
Okay, so again, aiming at the left one. Whew, not so good. I'm gonna have to try that again. This time, we're gonna get hard. And I'm going to cast Ray of Frost, and that is going to be a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
For a solid 7.
7 damage it is, ladies and gentlemen. And next up, we have Solomon.
Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bonus action cast Divine Favor on myself.
Sure.
And I'm going to also swing at that left-hand one with my halberd.
All right. If you have the stream pulled up, you can see roll 20 on the stream, by the way, bud.
I can't multitask all of that on my phone, unfortunately.
Just
but I would like to.
Just letting you know. It's like you wanted to be able to see it off your phone. I have it pulled up. Yeah, roll to hit.
17.
17 will hit.
Perfect. That is. There's my D. So that is 5 normal damage, and then I gotta roll. I believe it's 1d4
Okay.
for my divine favor. 1d4, and that's 4 radiant damage. So 11. Wait, no, 9 damage total. Sorry.
Yep, that is a thing you have done, good sir. It is now this guy's turn, and he's coming after you there, Shem. Does a 16 hit you, Shem?
Yes.
All right. So he's going to connect with his great axe and do a nice 13 damage as he slashes across to you.
Ouch. All right. Can I take a reaction?
You always can take a. You may take a reaction.
All right.
Dangerous words. You won't sit there.
You are correct.
All right. I'm gonna do Hellish Rebuke.
All right. Is that a roll to hit?
The creature must make a dex saving throw.
Okay. He rolled a 15 for his dex saving throw.
Okay, he's good.
All right. Corn, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move up here beside Shem and try to shoot this guy.
Yeah.
15 to hit.
15 will hit, yeah.
All right. $13 damage.
Ooh, big hits.
Action surge, second attack.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
17 to hit.
17 will hit.
$4 damage.
Significantly less. You rolled the highest and then the lowest. You know, it all evens out in the end. Alright, Walker, you're up.
So I will. So we got people attacking both, right? One, the back one and the front one.
Yep, we got Solomon on the front one, or on the back one, and currently everyone on the front one.
I will do a Toll the Dead on. Which one's more beat up? I can't really see on that roll 20 there.
The back one looks a little more beat up than the front one does.
Yeah, I'll lob a Toll the Dead up there.
On the back one?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit.
What's my hit on this? There's no modifiers in it. It's just a standard D20, right?
For Toll the Dead? I believe so, yeah.
No. 18.
18 will hit, yeah.
And then Toll the Dead does what?
Toll the Dead does a D12. Nope. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Well, if they're taking damage, then it's a D12.
Yeah, that one has damage on it.
Toll the Dead is actually a wisdom saving throw, my friend. It's not a roll for you.
Oh, well, then do that.
Well, he failed anyway, so yeah, roll damage. A D8.
Like I said.
Well, actually, it's a D12. You do 4 damage. Big damage. This one back here, -4.
I'm not good at this fighting thing yet.
That's all right.
We're all
Walker,
getting
you find
used to
your
the new
life.
character.
Alright, Zeph, you're up.
Okay, which one is the back one and which one's the front one?
Back one?
Okay.
Front one.
Okay, and which one looks more beat up?
Back one looks more beat up.
Okay, so I am going to bonus action wild shape into it. Direwolf.
Yes, and none of you minus Solomon know she can dire shape, so she just shapeshifts into a wolf. Just so everyone
Rawr.
knows.
Rawr.
Puppy!
And
That ain't no
Fuck.
puppy.
I'm gonna flank this one, and I'm gonna munch on his bones.
Yeah, you munch away.
Ooh. Let's see, what is this? 19, that's a 23 to hit. 24
You know,
to hit.
that won't hit actually. I'm sorry.
And then, can he make a strength saving throw, please?
He most certainly can. He rolled an
He can
18.
try.
Okay, well, he succeeds on that, but he also takes. What is this? 9 plus 3. 12 piercing damage, I guess, from
my
me
mouse?
biting into his leg.
Yeah, you bite directly into this dude's calf, and he lets out a cry of just like, fuck. Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Esmelda.
Get him, Fluffy.
Esmelda,
Ow.
bard it up.
Okay. Let me read this. Okay, because I'm gonna roast this bitch.
Oh, you're gonna roast this bitch. I want you to roast him for real.
Oh shit.
If these aren't if these aren't good roast, I'm not counting it.
That's how you know we got a good DM.
Uh-oh.
We need you to
Just
viciously
look up
mock him.
Bard, like, vicious mockery online, and it'll help you, because that's what I do.
No
Really?
cheating.
Yeah,
No
I actually
cheating.
have it printed out, like,
Cheat
table for
codes.
it. I will help out Joe in any way. She is my baby. No.
You are
Standard.
you are 19/20 years old. You can mock someone on your own.
Okay,
Look at
but
that
I
guy.
don't
He's
know.
got feminine hips.
I got you, Joe. Hold on.
Your mother was a hamster,
I'll find
and
my
your
table.
father reeked of elderberries.
All right, let me send you a picture.
The classics.
Oh, I think that's blurry. Shit.
Boop, boop, boop. Da-da-da-da.
That's blurry. Hold on, Joe.
I can't just like look. You're an ugly fucking bitch. Like, okay, can I type it out in the Discord?
No, say it.
No, you actually have to say it.
Come on, Joe.
Joe, you have chosen to be a bard this game. Come on, Esmelda.
Girl,
Be a bard.
that proverbial pair.
Just wait till I make
I
you
just-
sing.
Are these insults or are these pickup lines?
They're insults.
It depends on how you say them.
Oh, now I just want to hear them. Come on,
What is
Esmelda.
this?
Viciously mock.
Wow, that's a badass. I guess those behind you are getting covered for this fight. That was 33.
Well, that's a badass. I guess those behind you are gaining cover from this fight. That's a good one.
All right, let's go. What are you doing, girl?
Just gonna roast the shit out of him if I can.
Yeah.
But
Use
Use number
I'm
5.
having-
Throw your roast
Okay.
out.
I don't know whether. Oh my god. I don't know whether to use Charm Person or Hold Monster. Oh my god. Oh, you're going to make an excellent belt. Ooh, I like that one.
Say it, Joe. Say it.
What are you
Cast your
casting?
Oh shit. Hold on. Let me reread this.
What are you casting?
Vicious Mockery, please.
You may in fact cast it. I must make a wisdom saving throw. But first,
Yes,
we need to
please.
hear your insult. Viciously mock him. Come
Okay.
on.
Okay. You're not a complete idiot. Some parts are obviously missing.
That was a good one, but we need more. We need more oomph in it next time. Also, they rolled a 15.
Oh, that's
Oh.
sweet. But you can bonus action. Your spell DC is a 13.
Oh,
We'll work on it.
okay.
The bonus action. You can inspire somebody if you want. If you want, you don't have to.
No, I will, since that one obviously failed. I'll use the inspiration.
Yeah. Who are you inspiring and how are you inspiring them?
I'm gonna inspire 6.
You're gonna
And
inspire
I'm gonna
6.
yes.
All right.
And I'm gonna let this cycling go hog wild.
Is that what? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
gonna give him yes.
We'll work on your inspirations.
With all my experience playing Zell, I'll help you work on your insults as well.
All right. Shem, you're up.
Just to clarify on the bardic inspiration, is it a D6 at this point, or
Yes.
is it a D4?
Yeah. It's
D6.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, Shem, what are you up to?
All right, I move up, so I have. Let's see. Are these 5-foot squares?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Are these 5-foot squares?
They are, in fact, 5 feet squares, yes.
So I'm gonna move up like, and I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Which one?
The guy back here.
That one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, roll to hit.
Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit, no.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's all I got.
All right. As you finish your attack, oh wait, no, wrong thing. Hold on. From underneath the bridge, 2 more guys jump up behind you all.
Oh no.
One of them is
The
going.
squishies.
One of them is going to attack Walker. Walker, does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
There was so much salt in that voice. Yes.
Yes.
Alright, Walker, you're going to take 9 damage.
Ow.
And Corin. Oh. And 8 does not hit you.
8 does not hit me.
And then Solomon, the one up there is going to try and hit you. An 11 won't hit you, will it?
He can try.
Yep.
No.
So these 2 pop up from underneath the river. One runs up and swings, slashing Walker across the back because he was unprepared for it. One slashes at Corn. Corn, you barely manage to kind of dodge out of the way, sensing it coming from behind you. And Solomon, you're up here with your 1v1. And you kind of hit him pretty good. And he tries to follow up and slash at you, but you nimbly dodge. And 6, it is your turn.
Getting tricky with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Mirror Image.
Ooh, can't help but can't see.
Yep, you have been mirror imaged.
And so now I have 3 illusory duplicates of myself appearing in my space.
Yep, there are now 4 6s, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone's okay with that.
That's a lot.
Oh no.
That
But
also
that's
concerns me.
24.
Every time I've heard of 4 6s, I was re-rolling the character.
And then is that all you got, 6?
That will be my turn, yes.
Alright, Solomon, you're up.
Oh, sorry. I'm still not used to that being my new character's name, so I'm like, oh, who's so?
Turns out you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my halberd.
Yep. Roll to hit.
Oh, that's fucking bad. That is a
Oh no.
You say a nat 1?
that's a nat 1. At
Alright.
first I thought it was a 7. I'm like, oh, that's crappy, but not the worst. And I was like, nope, that's 1. Cool.
Yep, so you are going to swing at this thing, and as you're swinging, you are going to lose grip of your halberd, and it's going to go flying into the river.
Well, good luck on this fight by your guys' self. I don't have anything else.
And with that, it is now this front guy's turn, and he's going to go for you, Zeph.
Bring it.
He's gonna nat 20.
Well, that definitely hits.
Ouch.
We just went.
I can.
Bang! Could you
Bring
not
it.
bring it, actually?
No, bring it.
I take it back. Don't bring it.
No,
Nope,
no,
I-
rather me.
It's already
no,
been brought.
Rather me
Can I
than one of the
can I use a
squishies.
reaction?
You're gonna take 22 damage.
Ouch.
That's fine. I'm still awake.
You are now out of wolf form, I'm guessing.
Nope. I'm good.
What is wolf's health?
37.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Damn.
Corn, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to spend a grit point and give myself, or use the Deadeye and give myself advantage on my next attack.
That works.
And I'm going to go and attack the guy who just came up behind me.
Sounds good. Roll to hit.
Okay, first one is a 25.
Turns out that'll hit.
Second one is 14, so 25 definitely going to hit.
Yep.
And 10 damage.
You have done 10 mighty damage.
Okay, and then... Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Walker, you're up.
As I was saying, I turn around and there's a highwayman behind me. I'm gonna try to do Tasha's hideous laughter on the one that just hit me.
Okay.
I think this time it's a saving throw again. Is it?
Let's find out together.
Yeah, it is. Wisdom.
All right. Let's see. He rolled a 14, so he beats it by 1.
I will chronal. I'll use the chronal shift and have him re-roll it.
All right. All right. He fails it. He rolled an 11.
Yes. I start telling him short jokes that I heard people say to Corin over the last 7 months, and then he doesn't respond at first, and then I tell him another.
Yeah, and this guy bends over, laughing, and he has been incapacitated until he either succeeds or takes damage. Zeph, we're back to you.
Well, I didn't like this guy just hitting me, so I'm gonna fucking bite him again.
Yep, bite.
And he's gonna have to make. Well, hopefully.
Gotta hit first.
Yeah. Well, I have advantage because of tactics. So. Ooh. That's a unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 hits. He unnatural 20 is a throw.
That's fine. You're still a tasty morsel. Not that he can hear me.
Not that anyone can hear you.
Well, I'm just growling at him. Damage.
Say 8.
I said 13.
13.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I am actually gonna move. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I am gonna skirt around here, trying to help better protect the people that are around me.
Okay. Esmelda, you are up. Esmelda.
You're on mute.
I honestly thought I wasn't. Thank you for telling me. I was talking, and then Kristen say my name again. It was like, well, yeah. All right. So, how y'all feel about being blinded temporarily?
I mean,
Not
that's not gonna be
ideal.
great.
Depends on your definition of blinded, but no, not really.
Okay.
I just imagine you shouting this out in the middle of the combat. How does everyone feel about being blinded? Not good.
I'm just gonna like look at her and just like, really, like roll my wolf eyes.
I got him.
Well, I don't know, because I'm thinking of doing pyrotechnics, but everyone. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, every creature within 10 feet of the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or become blind until the end of the next turn.
That is everyone but our warlock and our weaponless paladin.
I got fists.
You do
This
have
is a
other
great
weapons on your
start.
character sheet, by the way.
Yeah, they're all ranged weapons though.
You have a javelin.
And you know what the worst part is that when I was picking weapons, I was going to grab a longsword, then I'm gonna go, no, that's dumb. I'm more likely to run into a problem where I can't hit somebody far away, and then third roll in, I'm like, fuck.
Why don't you have it? You can use your javelin to stab and poke.
I've got a longsword that I'm not using.
You gotta get it to him first.
No, I'm good.
I mean, these guys just go and get punched in the face. That's problem solved.
Alright, Esmeralda, what are you up to?
Yeah, so y'all good with being blinded for one turn?
Not really.
Yes. If I'm blind, he's blind. We'll be fine.
You won't be blind though.
Oh, okay.
Won't hit.
Not my problem.
Won't hit Solomon or Shen.
Let me read up this one real quick. Sorry. Okay. All right. So. Wait, what?
What you confused about, girl?
I'm trying to make sense of this one.
Which spell are you looking at?
I'm trying to look at what you sent me.
Oh.
The mockeries?
No, I sent her because Joe's not great with like the building of the character, so I sent her my bard's spell list. Just to show her what would be like, what are some other spells and what she's got currently. And so when we can change your spells around, there's a couple there that are a lot better suited for what we're doing.
All right, hold on, because I'm gonna send you one.
Dissonant Whispers is like the bomb ass spell. What is this one?
Yeah.
So the problem with that one is you're gonna blind everybody in the area. Honestly,
not everybody.
For this, I would maybe suggest sticking with Vicious Mockery, because if it succeeds, then they get disadvantage on their next attack against us.
Damn. Jesus, if this was cyberbullying, I'd win that in an instant.
Just think of these people as cyberbullies. That person just insulted your cat. Come on. You got
I
this.
told you, that's when I actually throw hands. That's not when I cyberbully. Okay, hold on. So I will do Vicious Mockery again.
Okay.
And... okay.
These Zoomers don't remember the good old Xbox Live days.
Honestly.
Just wait till you get your first fairy comment.
My first what?
Fairy comment.
I don't even know what that is.
Cyberbullying's fun.
What?
Okay, so. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Oh shit. What's this?
Ruin his life.
I can't.
Make him cry.
Okay.
If you give good enough ones, I'll let you roll with advantage.
Come on, Joe.
But you have to give.
Roll at disadvantage.
If they suck, she'll definitely roll with disadvantage.
Well then. I don't feel good with doing these previous ones, but okay.
Come on, Joe.
Alright, so.
Deliver it with oomph.
Alright. One day, I'm gonna make a ballad of this fight. Tell me your name. I hope it rhymes with horribly slaughtered.
That's funny.
Fair enough. We'll roll with disadvantage here. It's a good thing we rolled with disadvantage if we nat 20'd. Yeah, he fails.
Yay!
nat 20 to a fail. Hell yeah.
So he'll take
then-
4 damage and have disadvantage, or he'll take up to 4 damage.
So roll your d4.
Ooh, that's a 4.
So he'll take 4 damage and have disadvantage on his next attack.
Fuck yeah. Yay.
All right, Shem, what you got?
Going after the same guy with an Eldritch Blast.
See if this one connects. This one
It's a
connects.
22.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right. Let's see. I need to- Four.
Big damage. All right, it is their turn. The first one is going to try and hit Solomon again. Weaponless Solomon. He'll roll a 23, so he'll succeed.
Just barely.
And he'll do a nice 10 damage to you, Solomon.
Good stuff.
This one's going to attack. The back one's going to attack Walker. And he's got a nat 1.
Wasn't that back one still laughing? Incapacitate? Oh, was that to get out of his incapacity?
Yeah, he's still very much incapacitated. Due to the great jokes from Walker. And then this one's the other one's going to attack Corin. And he's going to roll a 17. Does that hit you, Corin?
17 does hit.
All right, he's going to do a nice 15 damage. Damn, he just maxed his damage.
Fuck, yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, so he's going to bring his great axe down and just like kind of lodge it right into where your or that muscle right now above your neck. It's going to hurt pretty good. And we are up to 6. It's your turn.
Excellent. So 6 is going to once again. Actually, he's gonna try a booming blade.
'Kay.
So
We gotta roll to hit with your booming blade.
That's gonna be a 2 plus 5, so
Does
a
not
7
hit.
hit.
No, it does not.
So yeah, that's gonna be that.
All right, Solomon, you're up.
I'm going to pull a javelin off of my back,
Yep.
and I'm going to attack him with the javelin. And
Nat 1 again.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, it's like technically it's a thrown weapon, so if that goes flying off into the distance, it's like less concerning.
Well, your axe is gone forever. It was buried in water in a river and floated away.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I got an 8 plus 5.
That'll hit.
Okay. Fucking ouch. That's 4 damage, and then 1 radiant damage, so 5 damage total.
All right.
And I'm going to tell him, like, I'm taking your great axe off your corpse when I'm done.
It is now this guy's turn, and he's going to once again hit the wolf, or at least try to. Does a 12 hit the wolf?
It does not.
So he's going to bring his great axe down onto the wood next to you, kind of shattering the wood around him. But it misses everyone completely. Corn, your turn. Is anyone else hear Core talking?
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh, okay. It's like I hear someone
I'm
trying
going
to talk.
I'm gonna spend my second grip point to give myself advantage to hit the guy behind me.
This one?
No.
Got it. This
The
one.
one like right below me. Yep, him.
Yep.
And it's 23 hit.
Yes, it will.
Okay. 5 damage.
5 old damage. Are you shooting at him?
Yeah.
Yep, so you're kind of you get a nice quick little bullet off that goes through like his lower calf, but doesn't really bother him much. Walker, you're up.
A bullet in the leg doesn't bother him.
Nope, he's a
Which one
man's
did you-
man.
Was that the one you hit, Corin? The one behind you or the one toward the middle?
He hit the one behind him. He hit this one. This one's stuck laughing still. And he just hit this one.
God, we're all spreading damage. Trying to pick things to control, and everyone's just shooting at everything. So I'm going to try to cast Grease in those are 5-foot squares.
Yes.
I'm going to grease that part of the bridge behind Corin where that other guy is at. So I'd edge up against Corin, but that 10-foot space there, grease it up.
The 10-foot, which way? Up or down?
Just not that one. That one's almost dead. The one that's got more hit points, like south of him.
Ah, gotcha. So you want to do it like here.
Let me see if I can do this. Give me a little 20. Yeah, that. Sorry, I was watching you on Twitch and it's delayed.
That's fine.
Yeah, so are those are 5x5s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 of those. Just make
4 of
sure.
those. Are you doing, you can just draw it yourself, mate.
Oh, I can? Sweet.
Yeah, you just... And does this make him make a saving throw, or...
Dex saving throw to fall prone, I believe.
Oh,
Slick grease covers the ground.
he failed.
Here's each creature standing. Alright.
He is now prone. Walker's over
So
here. Walker's disabled 2 of them so far.
So I apparently open my wrist up and grease starts coming out and he goes, "Oops, I appear to be leaking."
And the other guy busts out laughing some more. And with that, Zeph, you're up.
Alright, so for starters, as a bonus action, I'm gonna expend a spell slot so I can get some health back. And then my action, I'm gonna bite the person in front of me who doesn't wanna, jump off the bridge.
Yeah, go for it.
At the end of my Tristan, at the end of my, can I back away since that guy's incapacitated? Can I back away from him?
Yeah, most certainly.
Okay.
Where do you want to move to?
Just
Ooh.
between people, left side of the bridge, maybe like there.
Got it.
Alright. Cool. Well, I natural 20'd on the hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
That is 20 piercing damage.
How would you like to end this, man?
I'm getting kind of ticked off, especially since my friend in front of me is weaponless and isn't looking so great. So I'm gonna grab this guy around his waist, bite really hard, and then chuck him into the water down below us.
He's gone. His body floats away.
Those two. Nope. I'm gonna run to this guy now.
Yep.
I'll just shove the rest of them in the water.
Esmeralda, your turn.
He should have kept his body.
Oh God, are we gonna have another repeat of last
Stop it,
session?
you.
We are not taking toes this session.
What
No!
about fingers?
Fingers are good. Fingers are useful.
Ears?
Useful.
My hair is useful, yes.
You guys took the toes from those giants and then never did anything with them.
We sold them.
We sold, we
sold them for a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, and then we got the book from it.
Same with the eyes.
Yeah.
Y'all are demented.
Hey, the only way to get potions of giant strength is if you have their toenails. So toes are needed.
The logic is sound.
Yeah, see?
Esmeralda, what are you doing?
Alright. I'm gonna slap him with. I'm gonna slap. Oh. Oh, he moved. Oh shit, my laptop just died. Alright. Clyde, can you send me a picture, please? Because my laptop
Yep.
has
Got
to
you.
die. Thank you.
You can also pull it up on stream. I have it on stream too.
Oh shit! Nice. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, 1, 2, the left behind. Oh shit.
The left behind you is currently incapacitated from laughing.
Ow.
This one has been slipped in oil. This one's still fighting.
Okay. Oh, I don't know which one you're pointing to because I couldn't see anything on my laptop.
The top left
It'll
one
update.
is fighting. The bottom left one is laughing. The right bottom one is on the floor because he slipped in
He is
grease.
prone.
All right. So the bottom right one then. I'm gonna hit with. Oh, where'd that spell go? Whatchamacallit?
Dissonant Whispers?
Yes, please.
Alright, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. I got you.
He failed.
Thank you.
You're gonna roll 3d6. And he technically has to take his reaction to move away from her, but he's prone, so I guess he's trying to crawl away from her. Technically.
We'll see how it happens.
3d6 and then it's psychic damage.
So 11, 15.
15 psychic damage.
Alright, you've done 15 psychic damage. Shem, your turn.
Can I still reach the same thug bandit without like hitting anybody else?
Yeah, you can still Eldritch Blast whatever you want.
Alright. 13 to hit?
13 will hit, yeah.
Okay. $11 damage.
Yep, you have done 11 damage. It is now their turns. Let's see if this one can get out of laughing first. It can. This one's gonna attack Esmelda.
Oh shit.
Esmelda, what's your AC?
My AC is 11.
Cool, that one hit.
Damn.
You're gonna take 10 damage.
Yep.
As he's going to.
Hold on. You don't have your leather armor equipped. Girly.
Well, it rolled 18. I don't think leather armor is gonna help.
Okay. So you need to equip your leather armor.
I'll do that later.
This one who's supposed to run away from her, he's literally gonna fall or spin off the bridge and jump into the water to get away from Esmelda.
Yeah, that's right. Run away.
And the other one is going to try and hit Solomon, and he's going to succeed and deal 7 damage.
Fight me, you bandit ass.
And 6, it's now your turn. There are 2 left standing.
Six is going to approach the bottom left one.
Okay.
Don't move, motherfucker! That is going to be 13 to hit.
13 will hit, yes.
And that is going to be 5 damage, as well as if they try to move from that location, they will have to take an additional 1d8 damage for the next turn.
You got it. Solomon. Try and poke.
How bad's he look?
He's not looking great. He's pretty bloody and bruised. He's still standing, but he's breathing pretty hard. It's not looking great for our friend.
Yeah, I'll try poke him with my called javelin.
Yeah, roll a hit.
12 plus.
That'll hit.
Fantastic. That is a 5 regular damage and 2 radiant damage.
All right.
And just for good measure, I'm gonna add a divine smite onto that.
Okay.
When you
Fuck.
just have to make sure.
Yep. when you're just sick of getting fucking
When you're sick of throwing your weapons away.
right. Oh, 8 and 5. So 13 radiant damage on top of that.
He's still standing, but he
Well,
does
that's
not
bullshit.
look good. Corn, you're up.
Okay, first I'm gonna bonus action second wind, gain 4 health,
Okay.
and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
You know you have a gun that
We'll
has
shoot this
accuracy.
guy. Huh?
You know you have a gun that can shoot from range.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah, that hits still.
Yep. And then 9 damage.
Yeah, because you shoot this guy from such close range, you blast his body off the side of the bridge from the angle you're shooting him at.
You're gonna side eye Solomon.
And there is now one left. Walker, your turn.
Solomon is far too distracted fighting this.
Wow, they just all keep rolling away.
Your what?
all the highwaymen keep getting away down the river.
Yeah. I mean, one was purposefully thrown off. One rolled off to get away from the dissonant whispers, and one was just blasted off by a gun.
Stop blasting them away. We keep losing money.
You do, in fact, keep
There's
losing
still one
money.
left.
So I'm going to, since I don't do a lot of damage, I'm going to go help Corn get ready for his next shot so he's got advantage on it. So
Sure.
I'm going to go walk over. I'm going to walk over like, Corn, time to do the thing. And I pick him up so he's got advantage so he can shoot his next shot. With little 7-foot Warforged guy just picks up the little halfling and gives him a little platform to shoot off.
You do, in fact, do that. You are now Simbaing him.
Mobile sniping platform.
I imagine him like on his shoulder. He's not like holding me up by the arm.
Nope, he is Simbaing you. He has you like, Zeph, you're up.
Shoot the motherfucker.
I am gonna run to this last one, and I have 50 movement speed, so
Just checking.
yeah, I counted it because I had to. Technically, I'd have to go around them, and I have more than enough movement speed there.
Well, yeah, you're over here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bite him.
That you are.
Munch, munch, munch. I'm gonna try to like break his legs when I bite him.
Roll to hit.
Let's see. That's an 18 plus 5. That's what, 23 to hit.
That will hit.
And he needs to make a strength saving throw. Ooh, double sixes. Yeah.
He's gonna nat 1 in strength saving throw. So what happens?
Well, that is, he takes 15 damage from me biting him, and he is now prone underneath my body. Like, I'm, like, on top of him.
Oh my.
So what I'm gonna do with his nat 1 is just like the other 3. You are going to, with such force, pounce on him. You are going to push him into the river.
Really?
Grab his axe as a reaction. Grab his axe as a
I was
reaction.
trying to
Can
grab,
I actually-
like, a weapon or something, because I wasn't trying to, like, push him down the river.
That's what happens when you...
That's a natural 20 for him. Like,
He nat 1. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
me or her?
And anyone near her.
Sure.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
Fantastic. I'm not good at these.
Well, you're
I
not
rolled
near him.
a 21.
Yeah, you
I mean,
managed
I'm
to...
not near him.
You're way up there, Solomon.
Isn't that the last guy?
No, he was down here.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, wait, you
Trying to
can't
play
see.
with the
Hold
thing.
on.
No, I can't.
Here.
It's okay, it's over. With your 21, as you push him, you kind of see him losing his balance, and with you like reach around his back, or reach like grab the great axe in your mouth, and pull it away as he falls into the water.
I'm just gonna like trot over to Solomon in my large form, like wagging my tail and like and look at him.
I've seen it. She started.
I'm going to pick up the great axe and just like wipe the saliva off on my kind of like cloak thing.
I pat her on the head.
So place that.
No, and I transform back into a purple.
Corn, you're keeping track of your bullets, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And yeah, with that, there is no one else left on the bridge except for the 7 of you.
I told you there'd be trolls.
So I could use a rest if that isn't out.
No, you go ahead. Go sleep.
Yeah, you all make it to the other end of the bridge, and kind of exhausted from your first fight, you decide to call traveling for the day done. And that is where we're going to head and wrap up today's session.
Oh, that's so excited.
I think it was a really good first session. I mean,
Yeah.
despite everything.
Despite throwing your halberd away, yes, it was great.
Right?
Can't
I
trust
just
those
removed
next
his knife to the
weapons.
battle. So yeah, fun time.
We will be
Battle axe
Whoa.
technically does more.
we'll be back Friday 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Standard time.
Toot, toot.
Now, out of curiosity, is this going to be getting posted on YouTube at all, or is this
It will be getting posted on YouTube. Yep.
Cool.
okay?
So if y'all want to go back and watch, you can. Otherwise,
And, sorry. Did they have battle axes or great axes?
they had great axes.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, I can give you my staff if that would work.
Not as well as a great axe.
Oh, scimitar. There you go.
I mean, do you want my longsword?
I've got a boomerang.
And as everyone offers their weapons to Solomon, that is where we wrap up today.